Hi, I'm Randy Robison. Welcome to a very special Life Today digital edition. I have Randy and Mary Travis with me. And for those of you who don't know, in 2013, Randy suffered a stroke. And it's actually somewhat miraculous that he's even here with us. So we're going to catch a quick update and see what's going on with him. Thanks for being here, man. I mean, Randy, thank you just for being here. I know it's not easy probably to get out and do stuff, but we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Talking to us. Yeah. It's probably been a rough few years.
It's been a rough few years, yeah.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, since the stroke, we spent most of our days in therapy. We spent the first 2.5 years every day in therapy at Select Rehab in Denton. Great folks. They worked with us so hard and diligently and gave it their heart. They were just a part of a family to us. When we left the hospital, it all started with, they thought was pneumonia, which turned out to be not pneumonia. He had pneumonia, but it was caused by viral cardiomyopathy, where the heart was affected by a virus, and it started shutting down, so the lungs filled up. So what they thought was pneumonia was something that was secondary to the virus that had hit the heart. And he flatlined.
Yeah.
And so when they revived him is when they believed that maybe the heart through the clot that created the stroke. At this point in time, he was in a coma. So until they brought him out of the coma, they didn't know that he had had the stroke. So that delicate time of 6 to 7 hours when you know someone is having a stroke so that they can treat it, we didn't have the luxury of that because they figured it was 48 to 72 hours earlier that he had had the stroke, so it was too late to medicate. So they had talked to us about a heart transplant, but and I just say it's by the grace of God that we didn't have the heart transplant, and his heart started healing itself. God started healing his heart, and today he has his heart is up near perfect. I mean, it's incredible.
Wow.
They did have to do emergency brain surgery. They said if we did the brain surgery, we had 1% to 2% chance of survival, which was 100% over zero. So he got through that just as Randy Travis does, just a warrior. And so we spent the next 5.5 months in the hospital dealing with different.
So I know he's had some difficulty speaking at times.
Yes.
He did, however, walk into here with you with a little bit of help, but he's walking, and that's something they didn't think would happen, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
So
when we were at during the latter months of our hospital stay, they did say just pull the plug, that there was really no chance for survival, getting through the bacteria that he had picked up in the hospital and his septic condition that they weren't able to find the right antibiotic for. And so it got to the point where they had given up hope. But the beautiful thing is that Randy and God had this thing going on.
What about you?
Oh, well, you know what, I believed from the start that, well, there was dark days, there was hard days, because it does get, emotionally, it is such a drain to watch someone you love in so much pain. But you know you have to be there to fight.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And so I lived there in the hospital with him for 5.5 months and prayed hard. Got mad, of course, questioned God why, but you know he has his way of showing us his way and the reason why. And it's like I've told people, he has a new song now. He has such a beautiful catalog of music. He has songs that people have heard all over the world, but now we have a new song. It's a different kind of a song, but he can touch he can touch more people. He can touch different people now than what he did with his country and his gospel music. He's so brave and so courageous. Never once gave up. And even the nurses, they would say, every time we went in Randy's room, he would just, if he wasn't in his coma and had some wits about him, they said he would just smile. And they'd say, well, we need to draw some blood, or we need to change a tube, and things that were unpleasant. I mean, they're painful. And he'd grimace, but they said he would always smile and say, okay. He's such a hero to me. And
you've seen a lot of amazing progress.
Amazing, yes.
Are you continuing to see more and more?
We do, and I think it's hard for me. I get more feedback from people that don't see us every day. It's
sure.
like watching the kids grow. You don't ever think they grow, but when Grandma comes at Christmas, oh my goodness, you've grown so much.
Right.
And so when we see people that haven't seen him in a while, it's just his responses, his reactions, his wherewithal it just keeps going. And with stroke, of course, it was a crash course for us. We were going 100 miles an hour through life, fixing to leave for his Canada tour that following Tuesday. This was all on a Saturday, and he had worked out 3 or 4 hours a day before. Everything was good. We were just, packing the bus, getting ready to go on this tour, and we hit this brick wall. Mm-hmm. And you do that at 100 miles an hour, and life shatters.
Oh, yeah.
Not just his life, but my life. The people around us, his band. Just it was just a real hard. It was something you don't ever hope people ever go through. But now that we've gotten to this side of it, it's like, okay, Lord, you're showing us your way, and it's going to be okay. And we're a lot farther down the road than doctors gave us hope.
Randy, can you feel a difference as the days go by, and improvement?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're seeing it. That's got to be very hopeful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what keeps him going. With strokes, I think you plateau. You make a huge stride or a huge improvement, and then you may be there for a while, and then you make another one, and those are the things that just keep you. It's climbing stairs.
Yeah. What are your kind of hopes for the future? What are you looking forward to?
Well, what we're hoping is that we can find a way to. There's alternative medicines. We have been through acupuncture out in Albuquerque, neural acupuncture. There's other alternative, like the stem cell.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Outside of therapy, kind of what are your hopes for life?
I know that he wants to be back on that stage again, singing.
He wants to sing again.
He wants to write music again. I know there's 1,000 songs rolling around in that brain.
Are there?
And to
you got them going? You still hear the music?
Yeah.
And just to be able to speak it and to write it.
Yeah.
I pray that God will give us that.
Is that ever frustrating to hear the music in your head, feel the lyrics, and not be able to get it out? Is that tough for you at times?
Yep.
Well, we'll be praying for you and watching and hoping to hear some more great songs, man. You've got such like she said, a catalog, a lifetime of wonderful stuff. There's more, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
There's more.
Good. We'll be looking for it. We'll be watching randytravis.com. You can follow him on Twitter as well. And then there's a couple of programs that you can see a little bit more of Randy and Mary on Life Today. In fact, that's available at lifetoday.org. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
For getting
Thank you
out.
for having us.
We're I know that there's a lot of people that are watching that are just like, we're pulling for you. We're praying for you.
And we thank those people for that. His fans have just been amazing. And the people out there pulling for him, we couldn't have done it without them.
We're not going to stop.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching and sharing this interview. Be sure to check out the social media for Life Today Television, and you can connect with me on Facebook and Twitter. If you haven't already subscribed or followed this channel, do it now so you can see more of our great guests.